All right, YouTube. I got a 99 R1, and I'm sure this is common amongst most street bikes. So what it's doing is it's running, but it won't stay running. And I've been all over YouTube. I've looked at cars and motorcycles alike with a similar problem, but most of them are related to vacuum leaks and other things. I'm not getting any type of check engine lights or codes. I've replaced the fuel pump. I've cleaned out the air filter. I've replaced all the lines, the fuel filter. I could not figure out what's going on. I've replaced the battery. I took off the starter cable, reset it. It had some tension on it, so I thought that might be it. Could not figure out what was going on, so I kept killing the battery, plugging. Just finally put in a cheap $60 fuel pump. So let me show you what this thing's doing here. Basically, I turn it on and it starts, okay, but it won't run. Well, now I can't even get it to idle here. There we go. So let's see, no hands, so it just stalls. So the bike runs good. It got compression, it's good plugs, everything like that. So I'm pulling throttle, nothing. It runs, it stops. It runs. Gas is good. We're waiting. It's in neutral. It stalls. Okay, so I can't get it to rev while it's running, so that's not an acceleration problem or anything like that. Let me just go. And then it just stalls. Okay, so this is what I discovered. I've been through the troubleshooting manual. It doesn't tell me squat from the early 2000s. And I've been all over YouTube. And then I looked at the wiring diagram in the manual, and there's a few shutoff switches, one of which is a neutral switch. So if you have the kickstand down, there's a switch right here on your kickstand, as you can see here. All motorcycles have this, so except for like dirt bikes and things like that. So basically what it does is it's in link with your neutral switch. So if the motorcycle's kickstand is down, you can't put it in gear and drive away. It will stall the engine. So obviously I thought my neutral switch was working just fine because the light's on. But apparently that's not the problem. So if I put the kickstand up, this is what I just discovered. The bike tends to run. So I've got it on a stand now. I just put it on a stand right now because I got it to idle. So let's try this again and see if this is going to work. So now the kickstand switch is depressed. So even if the bike is in gear, it'll run. So let's see what happens here. It's running. Still running. It's cold, so it's kind of bouncy. It is a carbureted bike. And we're still running. I have been at this for literally 2 weeks. There we go. So, basically what this means is on this particular motorcycle, and I'm assuming any other motorcycle, not just sport bikes, what has happened is my neutral switch has failed. So somewhere on the side of the transmission, which I'll get out of the manual, is going to be a switch. It's probably down here. That'll probably be oil level. Actually, I think oil level's in the bottom. Yeah, anyways, obviously the problem is the neutral switch. So what I'll do is I'll go in the manual, find out exactly where it's located. It'll only take me a couple minutes. Probably have to take one of the fairings off. Not a big deal, only takes a couple minutes. And I will replace that switch. I believe should just be bolted right on the case and slip out Basically just a magnetic sensor, so the transmission's in a specific spot. The sensor realizes that the transmission's in a specific spot, kind of like a magnet. So yeah, I really hope that this was helpful. I'm going to start it up and put it in gear real quick while we're doing this and see if I get any changes.